right. Let's just make sure. Let's just make sure that I am started here on Facebook. I do not see myself quite yet. All right, there we are. There we are. All right, so welcome in. Welcome in. My name is Christine Renee, and I am the owner of F3 Collective. This afternoon, what I really wanted to bring to you is that we always like to begin the year with a bang, right? We start off January 1 and we set our resolutions. We, set our word for the year, which has been like the most recent thing, right? Or we set the ideas and what we are going to choose to do for the next year that day, January 1st. And then everybody and their brothers at the gym, everybody and their brother is starting new diets, and we've bought new clothes, and we've done all kinds of different things. We're like, all right, I'm going to make this resolution, and I'm going to lose weight, and I am going to go to the gym every single day, and I'm going to read 3 new books every month, and I'm going to stop looking at social media, and all of these things that are just absolutely crazy and just so overwhelming. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh my god, like what the fuck just I can't swear here. What the heck just happened, right? It's so interesting because this is what we do, and it is this continuous cycle. It is this renewal cycle, right? Which is what we all actually truly desire to begin with. So when I first started on my weight loss journey, honestly, I was 12. I was 12 years old when I first started trying to lose weight. And over the past 40 years, I'm 52. Over the past 40 years, I have continuously tried to lose weight. I've lost the weight, I've gained the weight. I've lost the weight, I've gained the weight. And it has been a continuous fight. And it's almost as if I am meant to be the weight that I am. And that is not the case. That is not the case. I don't want it to be the case, but sometimes it's the case. Sometimes I think I feel more comfortable at a particular weight when I really don't want to weigh a particular weight. And so when it becomes that time for renewal, that is why we always think that we need to begin again. And we think we need to begin at that beginning of the year because we're seeing the beginning of year as that renewal time frame for this new us, this new foot that we want to put forward, the new face that we want to put forward, the new idea that we want to get out there, the new body that we want to be, the new person that we want to be. We're going to change our personality, we're going to change everything about ourselves. And it is because of this renewal idea that we decide on January 1st that we're just going to begin again. And this is where we have a tendency to yo yo diet, right? Especially if you're anything like me. I am one who absolutely has yo yo dieted my entire life. I really, truly have lost the weight and gained the weight probably 20 times over at this point in time, right? Like I said, I'm 52 years old, and I have been trying and, successfully losing weight, but then successfully gaining weight for 40 years. I've tried everything from, shots, pills, Jenny Craig, Nutrisystems, every other thing under the sun that you can possibly think of. I've tried eating healthy. I've tried changing my eating habits. Um, I had weight loss surgery. I've taken, different shots. And every time, I have a tendency to gain the weight back somehow, some way. The reason for that is truly because I haven't necessarily changed my mindset. So that is the true reason, right? It's the lack of changing my mindset that I have not been able to actually lose the weight successfully and keep it off for a number of years. I can keep it off for 5 to 6 years, and then I end up eventually going back to, gaining the weight again, which is fine because then I just do it all over again because I know I can lose the weight. So It's not a big of a deal as you make it out to be, right? Especially when you're looking at yourself and you're talking to yourself and you make yourself out to be the villain because you are the person who wants to lose the weight, right? So we make ourselves out to be the bad guy. We talk negatively about ourselves. We, beat ourselves up for gaining the weight again. But the problem is that we need the jump starts, and we need the mindset shifts, and we need, most of us usually need, the community. We need the community to be together and work as a group together. So when I am talking about this renewal in January, right? We've already, let's see, it's February 6th. So we have had 31 days plus 6 days. So that 37 days, and I guarantee you most of us have already fallen off the horse, right? And it's no fault of our own. It's just that life gets in the way, we get busy. There was so many things that we put on our plate to actually begin at the beginning of this year that we didn't give ourselves really a chance. Because what happens with 99% of us who, if you look at your astrological chart, 99% of us pretty much have this thing that happens when we become overwhelmed. When we become overwhelmed, we have a tendency to give up. So let's say we start at the gym and we're like, yes, January 1, I am going to start at the gym and I've got this great plan going. And I go for the first 15 days in January, and then something happens where I'm like, oh, got busy at work. I got to actually stay. I got to stay at night tonight. And I know my workout class is normally from 5:30 to 6:30, but I can't make it tonight because I actually have to finish this project at work. And then what happens is then you're like, oh, you know what? I still got to get that project done. Like I really haven't been able to finish that project, and I know I just have to stay again another night at work, and I know my second class was tonight again from 5:30 to 6:30, and now I'm 2 days behind. And now I'm thinking to myself, "Oh crap. Like now I'm 2 days behind, and now I'm going to start beating myself up." And now I'm like, okay, well, you know what? The week is just a wash. So, you know what? I'm just going to forget it. I need to finish this project. I'm going to continue to finish this project. I'm going to work on it and work on it and work on it until I get it done. And you know what? I am just going to start the gym again next week. No big deal. No big deal. So we're 15 days in. Now we've added the weekend because we're like, you know what? I'm just going to give up, and I'm going to start again on Monday. And throughout the weekend, you're like, you know what? I already decided I'm going to start again on Monday. So, you know what? I don't think it matters what I eat this weekend. So, instead of, eating the chicken and broccoli that I was going to have, I think I'm going to order pizza, cuz you know what? Like I just feel that I've already given up over the past 15, 17 days now, and I've got that project at work done, but you know what? I got to go back to the gym starting Monday. So, starting Monday, hands down, I'm going to start everything. I'm going to restart everything. I'm going to start finishing, eating properly again. I'll eat my chicken and broccoli. And then, you know what? I'm just going to have pizza this weekend. And you know what? I mean, what's a big deal? I'm just going to have a bowl of ice cream too, because, no big deal. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. Because I'm going to start again on Monday. So, no worries. So, this is what happens. We have given up already 15 days in, 17 days in, and now we're like, okay, now we're starting to wane on the what you're putting in our mouth, right? Because it's just easier, right? It's easier to actually do that. And you're like, still, I am going to start again on Monday, like I promised myself. I am actually going to start again on Monday. So you do. Monday comes, and then Monday's overwhelming, and your kid forgot to tell you that you've got to pick her up from school at 5 o'clock, and you're like, oh well, my class is at 5:30, and the gym's all the way across town. How am I going to get you and then make it to class at 5:30? And you're like, all right, well, that's okay. I'll pick you up. I'll pick you up. No big deal. No big deal. You know what? One more day down. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. I'm missing a class again, but it's not a big deal. Today I'm actually going to eat fine, but I am going to miss that class one more time, and that's okay, right? And so it becomes like a cycle, and it becomes overwhelming, the fact that you've got life to do in addition to all of these things that you were trying to do, which were your New Year's resolutions to eat healthier, no sugar, no alcohol. Gym time, 4, 5, 6 times a week, right? We should be going at least 7 days a week, just doing different things with our body, right? And so that all becomes so overwhelming. And because now you've worked on the project, you got that done, but now you've missed a couple of days at the gym, and now your kid needs you to go pick her up, so you're gonna miss another day at the gym, and then you know what? You're like, okay, it's Tuesday now. It's Tuesday now. I think I could make it to my class tonight. Or you know what? Maybe I'm just gonna go work out. And then you get to the gym and or you're at home and you're like thinking about going to the gym and you're like, you know what? I haven't been since like freaking Tuesday of last week. I don't really feel like going to the gym today. Like I was in the mood and I was in the mode and I was doing so well and everything was going great and my body felt good and now, you know what, I had that pizza this weekend and my I just don't feel good enough to go to the gym and I'm going to feel weird cuz I've missed so many classes and they're going to wonder where I've been and then you start thinking about what the people at the gym are thinking about you and then you're like, you know what, I guess I'm just not going to go. I just don't feel like going. Okay, you know what, yeah. I'll start again tomorrow. I'll start again tomorrow. And then let's say you actually do get to the gym tomorrow. So you go to the gym, you do your thing, you whatever. But then again the next day you're like, you know what, I'm kind of sore from yesterday. I don't think I want to go to the gym today. It just becomes this really large cycle because we begin to get overwhelmed because of the amount of things that we have put on our plate. So between the trying to change our eating habits, between trying to make sure we're hitting the gym 5 out of 7 days, to trying to take care of the kids, to try and manage a relationship, to try and work a second job if that's what you're doing. You're trying to manage all these hours, you're trying to get healthy, you're trying to eat healthy, and it becomes an extremely overwhelming process. So, because of that overwhelming process, and like I was saying, with every zodiac sign, each zodiac sign pretty much reacts to this. When they get overwhelmed, they give up and decide to basically just be like, you know what, it's okay. I'm just going to continue moving forward and just go through life day to day and we're gonna nix the gym for now because this is too overwhelming for me. I need to focus on making money. I don't have time to prep my food on the weekend. So you know what, I'm just going to focus on my kid, my family, and my job. And suddenly now we're 17, 20 days in now. The gym is no longer there, our food prep is no longer there, and the books that we wanted to read are still sitting on the shelf. The extracurricular activities we were thinking of doing aren't going to happen because that involved you getting into a bikini, and now you don't feel like getting into a bikini because you haven't been to the gym. So it's really truly kind of like this convoluted process where we've talked ourselves out of our resolutions, right? So here we are, 20 some odd days in, and now we've given up on everything and we've decided that we are going to just live life and we're going to deal with it down the road. And you know what? We'll look at going to the gym again in a couple of months and we'll figure it out then. So, so because of this process and because of the way we think as humans, and females, especially ones that want to lose weight, we have this tendency to let the overwhelm come in and then we give up and then we decide, okay, I'm just going to set this on the back burner. We always put ourselves on the back burner. So because we've put ourselves on the back burner, we're no longer looking at making ourselves a priority, and we're no longer saying, okay, I need to get to the gym no matter what. I need to do my food prep no matter what. I need to make sure that I am the most important one in my world. And that's just not the case. We just have a tendency to not do this. So when we're trying to bring this back in, right? It's already February 6th. We've already gone to the gym. We've already stopped going to the gym. We've already food prepped. Now we've stopped food prepping. Now we're back on our gaining weight, you know, process. You know, we probably we're able to lose a couple of pounds in that first couple of weeks, and now we've gained it back already, and now our motivation is out the door. Now our pants are tight again, and we've hit this ceiling, pretty much where it's just like, okay, how am I going to get back on the horse? How am I going to do this? Like, this is obnoxious. Well, this is where my 21-day reset and renew comes in, because it is that jump start again, right? It is the jump start of us getting back on the horse, but this time bringing things in slowly rather than that major overwhelm like you do at the beginning of the year, which it's all well and good. That our goal is to really lose the weight, feel better. All we want to do is feel better about ourselves. So the 21-day reset and renew, it allows that process to happen, and that process to happen slowly. So when we talk about that negative self-talk, right? When we've already come 25, 30 days within the month, and now we've given up on our New Year's resolutions, and we've given up on all those fabulous goals that we had. Now we're starting to talk to ourselves like negatively, and we're like, okay, well, you really kind of suck at going to the gym, and you kind of suck at making your food, and now you've got no willpower, and now, like I said, I've already gained those couple of pounds back, and my pants are starting to feel tight. So now you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, I am just not happy with you. Then you're thinking to yourself, you're like, okay, well, my partner isn't going to be attracted to me either. So now what am I going to do? So now your partner's not attracted to you in your head, right? Your partner's attracted to you, but you're in your head, your partner's not attracted to you. They think you're fat. You think that they can see that your pants are tight. You're starting to feel uncomfortable. You're no longer starting to feel comfortable enough to, have sex, or something like that. So now you're uncomfortable all the way around. You're talking negatively to yourself. You won't look at yourself in the mirror. You now start not doing your hair. Now you're starting to throw your the hair up constantly in a messy bun, right? You're not putting makeup on. You're not even dressing okay. You're wearing like a freaking sweatshirt and jeans to work every day. Granted, I love wearing jeans and a sweatshirt to work. That's like my favorite outfit. But, like you're giving up on yourself. You're no longer trying. You've got this negative attitude now. You're feeling like crap. You're not drinking your water. You're definitely not getting enough sleep. And you're starting with the negative self-talk, and then you're starting to think that all the outsiders also are talking negatively about you too, and looking at you negatively. So this begins to become a real cycle, an extreme cycle, where we're no longer doing what we want to do, and we are no longer able to feel good about ourselves. And this is when this whole yo-yo dieting comes in again, or that gaining weight. Every time we go to lose weight, we're working hard on it and we're doing the thing, but then now the negative self-talk has come in. So we've given up on all of our goals, our dreams for the year already so soon. We're only 30 days in, right? And now we're talking negatively about ourselves. So now it's even worse. So now it's like compounding on top of ourselves, and we're just feeling even worse than we were to begin with. We feel horrible that we've given up on our dream this year. We feel horrible that, my pants don't fit. I feel horrible that I can't put myself first. I don't feel good when I get in the shower. I don't feel good when I look at myself naked. I don't feel good when, I'm just trying to get ready for the day because I haven't put earrings on, haven't put makeup on, haven't put my hair, together in days, and not everybody has to wear makeup, and not everybody has to wear earrings, and not everybody has to do the hair, right? But it's the point of all the other things that you do, the taking care of your skin, the taking care of yourself, getting enough sleep, drinking enough water. We have a tendency to just go downhill, 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 especially if we are not feeling good about ourselves. So with the 21-day reset and renew, we come in, and It's a renewal. It is a renewal process. It is 21 days. It is speaking better about yourself. It's giving yourself some latitude to get back into the system, and it's giving yourself 21 days to recommit to yourself, because we know that it is not hard for the commitment, but we need to re-jump start our whole process. So we're already 37 days in for the year, and we're not starting soon. We're starting, I want to say the opening call is on the 17th, so it's in about 10, 11 days, and then from there we will begin like that next Sunday, because I still want time for you to be able to prep if you would like to purchase different food, etc., for yourself. There is going to be some prep time as well, some pre-work, etc. But it really is about getting jump starting yourself and getting yourself back into the game. And this isn't going to be done by yourself, right? This is going to be done with a group of people, whether it's just me and you, or whether it is, you and 20 people. But it's just a nice jump start to get yourself back into the game, because by this point you have already given up. And if you haven't already given up, then this isn't for you. If you have given up, this program is for you. This is just to jumpstart yourself and get yourself back in the game. So if that is something that interests you, this will be the program that you want to jump into. I have run this program multiple times in the past year, and I started off, this is interesting. I started off because this was me doing this myself, right? Trying to figure this out myself. And I do the program too because I always need a jump start. I love the renewing, just resetting myself. And I started off last year with a 3-day reset and renew, which was awesome because I needed that solid 3 days to be like, you know what? I am focusing on the next 3 days and I'm just drinking water. I'm eating, but I want to focus on the water. Then the next one I did, I think, was 5 days. So with that one, I was like, okay, I'm going to still focus on the water, but now this time I'm going to really focus on not eating any sugar for the next 5 days. So now I had the water and the sugar. Then the next one I think was a 7 day. And then I think after that I did a 14 day. And then after that I did a 21 day. So I've gone through all of my little processes here, but the 21 day is the best option because you're able to just do things slowly and do them all together. And by the end, you've got everything working together nice, slow, flawless, and you feel really, really good about yourself. So going through that process myself was and is very interesting because I know how I work. And if you're anything like me, you have difficulty getting the water in. You have difficulty stopping with the sugar. You have difficulty making sure you're prepping your food. You have difficulty with certain things, right? So it is important that you actually work with community, work with yourself, and be able to focus on yourself for 21 days. And within the next 21 days, it really is such a small commitment to yourself that it is easily handled, right? We when we start off at the beginning of the year, we start off January 1 and we look at the whole year. We're going, okay, I'm going to commit to myself January 1, and you're thinking, "Oh my god, I have to do this for 365 days?" Like, holy banana pants, that's not going to happen, right? And of course we have lofty goals to begin with, but it doesn't always stay, and it doesn't always stick. So if you're one of the ones where it doesn't always stick, you are with me because I don't always stick. So I invite you to jump in this program with me. This is a 21-day program. The welcome call is on the 17th of February, which is the first day, I believe, of Chinese New Year. And the official start date of when the 21 days truly begins is the 22nd, I believe, which is a Sunday. And that will give you a good start for a 21 day from point A to point B. But at least we get the welcome call under our belt, and we've got all of our ideas and plans of what we would like to do and what we would like to connect with. And I do invite you in to do this process. It is a, oh, these little doggies, they hear something, probably something being delivered. I think I ordered way too many things from Amazon lately. I think I've got deliveries every like 5 minutes. But I invite you to join me in this next 21-day reset and renew program. I am inviting you. Oh my goodness, let me close this door. They're so loud. I invite you to join me with this 21-day reset and renew. This is going to be fun. This is going to be a group environment where we can bounce things off of each other. We can feel truly supported with each other, and it will give you the desire and the energy and the excitement to be able to work with each other and work with yourself and be committed to yourself for the next 21 days. So again, the program starts on the 17th. It is a an investment of $88, and that is for the entire program. So it is an investment of $88. And what I would like to invite you to do is, if you are watching this live and you feel so inclined to join the program, please reach out to me and ask questions. See if there's anything that I can assist you with and answer for you, if you're questioning on whether or not you would like to come in. Um, Otherwise, you can head over to, if you don't have any questions, you can head over to my website, which is f3collective.com, f3collective.com, and it will be on my website. And all of the details will be on there, on the start dates, etc., and a brief description on what we will be doing within that 21 days. But it will be a true focus. We are going to bring in conversations about water. We're going to bring in conversations about sleep. We're going to be bring in conversations on how we are going to maintain our consistency and our confidence. So if you are interested, please reach out with any questions. Other than that, I hope you have a fabulous Friday night, and I will see you around. Have a good night.